While Breckenridge may also be your home away from home, you can use your ownership at the Grand Lodge on Peak 7 to see the world's most exhilarating vacation destinations. I'm here with Rick Tramontana, the Director of Owner Relations for Breckenridge Grand Vacations. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, thank you.
That is quite the title. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do here?
Sure. So as the Director of Owner Relations, I oversee our reservations department as well as our vacation rental department, which handles our owners that would like to rent their ownership through our property management company, as well as our exchange department, so owners that are interested in trading their timeshare around the world.
So I've heard a little bit about this exchange program.
Yes.
What is it and why do people need to know more?
Well, it's definitely one of the more popular aspects of the vacation ownership product. We have owners that own here in Breckenridge and then may choose to want to travel to a new destination one year. And through Interval International, which is the exchange company that we're affiliated with, owners are able to take their ownership here in Breckenridge and trade it to a new destination and experience a new location altogether.
And as far as new locations go, how many in places like where?
There are about 2,500 resorts that are affiliated with the exchange program through Interval, and locations anywhere from Hawaii. There's hundreds of places all around the US, South America, Europe, Canada. The opportunities are really endless.
So once you become a homeowner here, you can trade it out. How does it work? Can people figure it out on their own, or do you help?
We do help, and that's one of the things that we're a little bit unique at with our owner relations department and the exchange support department, we call it. We have a team of Interval International liaisons that are able to assist owners through the entire exchange process. So if an owner doesn't have a clue what they want to do or how it works, they basically just call us up and we walk them through the entire exchange process.
And so you make it totally doable.
We do.
Now it sounds like a lot of fun. Does it work well for families?
It does. It's a great product for families. I constantly hear from our owners who have made a lifetime of memories with their families through the new vacation opportunities that ownership at the Grand Lodge on Peak 7 has opened up for them.
A new level of experience plus affordable opportunities in world-class locations. Sounds very exciting. Now we're going to hear from some of your homeowners and how much they love this program. Rick, thanks so much for spending some time with us.
We traded a lock off for a place in Cancun. Again, we got more for our money. The value of timeshares in the Breckenridge area is probably worth like a factor of 2 someplace else, because all the lock off sleeps 4. So we trade a little, the lock off for a 2-bedroom in Cancun. So the value of your trade is immense. And the variations are unlimited in what you can do with a week timeshare here. I've never sit down to list them, but there's just so many options to meet any need, whether it's in the United States, Europe, around the world.
We're thinking about taking the kids to Europe now. We're actually trying to plan, the Hawaii vacation, and it just seems more accessible now. We have it.
And affordable, definitely. You get a lot more for your investment.
I'm here now with Jenny Vietti, the Director of Marketing for the Grand Lodge on Peak 7. How are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing great. What a beautiful facility the Grand Lodge is. I mean, just walking around, the amenities are top notch. Tell us a little bit about what it's been like to work with this company.
Well, it's been wonderful. I've been here 8 years now, which is hard to believe. And I got to see the entire development of Grand Lodge from the concept all the way to this beautiful finished product. And I tell you, I don't think I've stayed at a nicer resort anywhere.
And obviously there was a lot of planning that went into it, and obviously a lot of accolades that have come post-development and with all the programs you have going on. Talk about some of the awards that you guys have received with the efforts you've put in.
Well, probably the most notable recently was the American Resort Development Association big gala in Las Vegas. We won the Project of Excellence Award, which is coveted in the industry. We didn't even realize what other big players we were going up against until they announced the nominees. And then when we won, we realized just what an outstanding achievement this is, because we went up against some of the top resorts in the nation, and I'm hoping they win it in the future, but I'm sure glad we won it last year. And so it really does put a different flag, on our flagpole about how the quality of this resort is just the best in the timeshare industry.
Jenny, let's take a couple of steps back and just talk about some of the things that help you acquire such excellence.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from experience. We're a company developed by 3 local families the Millizers and Mike Dudick and his family, and they have 25 years of experience from Gold Point Resort back in the 80s to Grand Timber Lodge, and now the Grand Lodge on Peak 7. So with our 17,000 owners, we have a lot of feedback, and we can always improve upon the last project with the next. And that's really what we've done here. The location is second to none. The amenities are second to none. I mean, we have the best amenities in Breckenridge, the pools, the theaters, the game room. It really is a great family resort, and I think that lends itself to timeshare very well. And part of the reason we've gotten so many awards is because of that attention to feedback from owners, experience, and just being able to improve every time.
Right, so from one development to the next, now this Grand Lodge, and it is truly grand. And you mentioned all of the amenities, and it is family friendly. I myself have had my family here, and we have had an amazing time. How do people get to become owners at the Grand Lodge? And tell us a little bit about those details.
Well, it's interesting, 40% of our current owners buy more timeshare from us, and so that says a little bit too about the experience, that they really do like it and want to buy more. But the new time buyer comes a variety of different ways. We have people that just come and rent from us, you know, for a weekend stay or a week stay of spring break or something, and they end up buying. We have people come tour our property and stay at other places in town. That's part of what I do in the marketing, is get people up here. And you know, we have a 20% sales close rate when people take a tour of our property, which is unheard of in almost any industry. 20% sales close is, you know, very, very high, and I think it's because the property sells itself.
Now, there were some also green initiatives that went into this project. Highlight some of those.
Well, I think the aquatics area is a great example. We went with a saltwater chlorination system, which leaves your skin feeling really nice. You don't have that chlorinated smell, and it's better for the environment. That's a really big one because that's a lot of water and a lot of chlorine.
Right.
You know, I think the other ones that are worth mentioning are the composting on site, as well as in our office spaces. So our employees are involved, our guests are involved. We have recycling in-room, recycling at all of the offices.
It sounds like a perfect situation all around, from employer to employee to homeowners and people who can just come and rent a place for the weekend, correct?
Absolutely.
Jenny, thanks so much for all that great information.
Well, ownership has really exceeded our expectations because it has assured us that we're going to be together and ski for a week instead of trying to figure out when we might do it or where we might do it. And all the amenities and everything that they said they were going to do, they did, especially here at Peak 7, because we purchased before they just had a hole in the ground. And they said, this is what we're going to do. And we came this week and found out they did what they said they were going to do.
And it feels like a home away from home. It truly feels like home when we're here.
Welcome back. We're here with Mike Millizer, one of the developers of the Grand Lodge on Peak 7. Now, Mike, we've known each other for a few years, but you've got some interesting parts of the story that we'd like to share with our viewers. What brought you to Breckenridge?
Well, I went to college down in Colorado Springs many, many years ago, and actually majored in religious studies and philosophy, believe it or not. Namaste. And I ended up moving to Breckenridge to be a ski bum when I graduated, and actually was quite successful. I was a bellman at a local hotel, and I skied 120 days that winter.
That is your measure of success at that point in your career, right?
Yes, it was.
So how did that lead you into development? What was the next step?
Dumb luck. I think my brother moved out in 1986, and Rob and I were just fortunate to have an opportunity to get involved with a resort called Gold Point. And through hard work and, like I said, there was definitely some luck involved, and finding a bank to loan us some money. I like to say it's easy to borrow $1 million when you can't possibly pay it back. That's what we were back at 27 and 28 years old. And somehow that was this foundation that started this whole thing.
It's pretty interesting because now the ripple effect, you think about you guys just starting this and how you have influenced not only people's lives, but also the community itself. How many homeowners do you have?
Well, that was a couple of questions, Julie.
Yeah.
And what came to me was yes, you're right. We have affected a lot of people. We have over 19,000 owners in our owner base right now. We have over 400 employees and growing. We are part of this community. All of our families grew up here in this community. And I have a child in college and one about to be in college. It's exciting.
It is very exciting. Now, when you did this development, you have a few prior to Grand Lodge, but with this development, what kind of green initiatives did you incorporate into the Grand Lodge?
Well, we looked long and hard on what we could do, and we have an energy management system. It's funny because when you build a resort that you're going to sell, you can build things that we call the sizzle, neat things like the pools, so people say, whoa.
Right.
And then there's things that people never see, like our energy management system here, which we have close to $1 million in, which controls the lights and the heats and the cooling and regulates and optimizes electricity and consumption here. No one ever sees that, but it's important to us that we do the right thing to our global community.
And I do think that as a consumer, people are looking for that in their investment. Would you agree?
If we tell them it costs more because of it, I'm not sure. But yes, of course, of course what they do.
And obviously, it would take a small army to make all of this as beautiful as it is. And you have, you said, over 400 employees?
We do, and we do have 400 employees. It's funny because when you've been in business for as long as I have, and when I started, I was the youngest guy in the company, myself and 2 others, back in 1984. Now there's over 400 of us. But as we grew, and as we grew fast, we realized that to attract the best and brightest people in Breckenridge, which is what we wanted to do, we made a decision to be the employer of choice. And we developed initiatives. In fact, right now, I just came from a walk with some of my employees, which we do as part of our wellness initiative. And some of the owners and the executives, we go around and we go to different departments and take a walk with our employees. I just came from that.
And obviously, the community here is lucky to have you guys, lucky to have this beautiful amenity that we have sitting here at the base of Peak 7. And from everyone here and watching, they are all very appreciative of the experience that you're providing for friends, families, tourists, homeowners, all alike.
Well, thanks, Julie. I do appreciate that. And you know, we set out a long time ago to be in business to create a great experience for our owners and our guests, to clearly, to make money. I mean, that is the goal, to make some money when I'm at it, to provide a great experience for my employees and a place where employees could grow and prosper, and of course, to give back to our community. I was brought up from my grandfather about this, and both my brother and my other partner, Mike Dudek, share this philosophy that we're successful because of our community, because of people like you and the schools, everything about our community. So of course we give back, and that's a core standard that we do. That it's important that we give back to our community more than we can take. That's for sure.
Well, thanks so much for taking time out of your schedule today, joining us here. Thanks, Mike.
No, thanks, Julie.
The facilities are awesome. I mean, everything from the movie room to the grotto to the workout room.
Yes.
They're just awesome facilities, and the rooms are very nice too. The layouts are good. The kitchen is well stocked.
When you can walk outside the front door, and the swimming pool's right there, and the lift is right there, and you can ski right down. The girls run right into the swimming pool. We can continue skiing. I mean, it's really, really such a nice way to do a ski trip.
With a range of never-before-seen amenities, activities, and breathtaking surroundings, the Grand Lodge on Peak 7 is an opportunity that must be addressed quickly. If you're interested in affordable ski-in and ski-out property, then stop by the open house at the Grand Lodge on Peak 7. It's located at the base of the Independent Superchair on Peak 7. The staff at the sales office would love to spend time with you to discuss the project. In addition, you might be eligible for some great gifts just for spending time with the staff. You can use those gifts while you're here on vacation. I hope you've enjoyed spending this time with me and learning about all of the opportunities here at the Grand Lodge on Peak 7. Thanks so much for watching.